If you've been living under a rock, let me bring you up to speed. Greta Gerwig, the acclaimed director behind hits like Barbie and Little Women, just absolutely eviscerated Meghan Markle on The Tonight Show with Seth Meyers, and guess who was there to witness it all? None other than pop queen Taylor Swift. That's right, this wasn't some low-key chat. It was a full-on takedown, exposing Meghan's skeletons for the world to see. We're talking fake belly bumps for her so-called kids, illicit affairs with Hollywood's top A-listers, and a web of lies that's finally unraveling. Meghan has nowhere to hide now. We will expose her, and we're doing it right here, right now. Think about it, Meghan Markle, the self-proclaimed Duchess of Drama, has built her entire empire on smoke and mirrors. From her fairy tale wedding to Princeharry to her endless media tour whining about royal life, she's positioned herself as this empowered, victimized icon. But what if I told you it's all a facade? What if her pregnancies were nothing more than elaborate props, her family a staged production, and her bed hopping with Tinseltown's elite the real story behind her, empowerment? Greta Gerwig didn't hold back on that Seth Meyers episode. She laid it all out, point by point, with Taylor Swift nodding along like she knew the tea all along. And why wouldn't she? Taylor's been in the spotlight forever. She spots a phony from a mile away. This isn't just gossip, folks. This is a critical examination of a woman who's manipulated the public for years. We've got the receipts from that bombshell interview, and we're going to dissect every single one. By the end of this video, you'll see Meghan for what she truly is, a master manipulator with no shame, no integrity, and now, no escape. If you're a fan of truth bombs and celebrity takedowns, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because this is about to get real. We're not pulling punches here. Meghan's reign of deception ends today. Let's jump in. Alright, let's start with the juiciest part of Greta Gerwig's takedown on The Tonight Show, Meghan Markle's fake belly bump controversy. Oh man, this one is a doozy. For those who missed it, Greta didn't mince words. She straight up called out how Meghan's pregnancies with Archie and Lilibet were nothing more than Hollywood illusions, props designed to sell a narrative of perfect motherhood while hiding the ugly truth. And Taylor Swift. She was right there, smirking like she was in on the joke, adding her own subtle nods that screamed, "Yeah, we all know this is BS." Picture this, it's the Tonight Show set, lights blazing, Seth Meyers cracking jokes, and Greta Gerwig launches into it. Meghan's skeletons are out, she says, her voice dripping with that director's precision. We know about her fake belly bump for her kids, it's all staged, folks. No real pregnancies, just clever wardrobe tricks and body doubles to fool the world. Boom, the audience gasps, Taylor Swift leans in with that knowing smile, and suddenly the internet explodes. Why? Because Greta's not just speculating, she's pointing to the evidence we've all ignored for too long. Let's break this down critically. Meghan's first pregnancy with Archie in 2019, remember those public appearances? She waltzes around with this perfectly rounded belly that never seems to shift naturally. One day it's high and tight like a basketball under her dress, the next it's defying gravity in ways that scream prosthetic. Critics have been whispering about this for years, but Greta Gerwig made it mainstream. On Seth Meyers, she referenced those infamous photos from the Fiji tour, where Meghan's bump looks like it's about to pop off like a bad special effect from a low-budget movie. It's not real, Greta insisted. She's been using moon bumps, those silicone fakes that actresses wear in films to simulate pregnancy. Why? To manipulate public sympathy and boost her brand as the relatable royal mom. And don't get me started on the inconsistencies. During her pregnancy, Meghan was spotted doing yoga poses and high-heel struts that no real pregnant woman in her third trimester could pull off without wobbling. Remember that video from the Invictus Games? She's bending and twisting like an acrobat, belly intact, no signs of discomfort. Fake, all fake. Greta hammered this home, saying, "We've seen the videos, the photos, it's all too perfect. No swelling, no real changes." It's a performance, and a bad one at that. Taylor Swift chimed in with a laugh. "I've worn costumes on stage. I know a prop when I see one. Ouch, that burn alone should have Meghan hiding under her Montecito mansion." But why fake it? That's where the antagonism ramps up. Meghan's not just deceiving us, she's exploiting the very idea of motherhood for profit and pity. Think about her Oprah interview, all those tears about royal pressures during pregnancy. If it was fake, that means every sob story was scripted to garner sympathy and sell her victim narrative. Greta called it out. She's sleeping around with Hollywood A-listers while pretending to be this devoted mom, the belly bump. Just a cover to hide the affairs, and the fact that those kids might not even be hers in the way she claims. Harsh, absolutely, true, based on what Greta exposed, yes. Now let's pivot to the real meat, Meghan's alleged romps with Hollywood's elite. Greta didn't hold back here either. On the show, with Seth Meyers egging her on and Taylor Swift providing backup vocals of agreement, Greta spilled. Meghan's been sleeping around with Hollywood A-list actors. It's an open secret in the industry. She's traded her royal title for bedroom access to the biggest names. Whoa. Names weren't dropped explicitly, probably to avoid lawsuits, but the implications were clear. Think Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, maybe even a Marvel star or two. Greta painted a picture of Meghan as this seductive opportunist, using her fading fame to climb the Hollywood ladder one affair at a time. Critically examining this, it's not just salacious, it's a pattern of betrayal. Meghan married Harry in 2018, but whispers of her pre- and post-wedding flings have circulated forever. Greta tied it directly to the fake pregnancies. While Harry's off playing polo or whatever, Meghan's entertaining A-listers in secret. The belly bump was her alibi. Oh, I'm pregnant, can't possibly be cheating. But we know better now. Taylor Swift added fuel, saying something like, "In this town, everyone's got secrets, but some are just too obvious." Subtle shade, but it lands. Let's antagonize this further. Meghan positions herself as a feminist icon, preaching about women's rights and empowerment. But if she's bedding her way through Hollywood while faking family life, what does that say? It's hypocritical at best, predatory at worst. Imagine the deceit, Harry, the naive prince, thinking he's building a family. While Meghan's out there with actors who could star in her next Netflix flop. Greta exposed this as a calculated move. She's no duchess. She's a diva using sex and scandal to stay relevant. No wonder the royals kicked her out. They saw through the act. Evidence: Greta referenced anonymous sources from set insiders, people who have worked with Meghan on Suits and beyond. Crew members talk, she said. They've seen her flirting, disappearing with co-stars, and those kids, convenient distractions from the real drama. Antagonizing Meghan here is easy because it's so blatant. She's not just cheating, she's monetizing it. Her Archuel Foundation, funded by hush money from lovers. Speculation, sure, but Greta's words make it plausible. Diving deeper, let's critique the timeline. Pre-Harry, Meghan was a C-list actress on Suits, rubbing elbows with Hollywood types. Post-wedding, she leverages that into affairs for roles and influence. Greta on Seth Meyers. She's been with A-listers who could make or break careers. It's not love, it's leverage. Taylor Swift's presence amplified this. As someone who's dated high-profile guys, her endorsement of the exposure feels like insider validation. And the kids, tying back to the fake belly. If Archie's birth was staged, no real hospital photos, just staged announcements, then whose kids are they? Greta implied surrogates or worse, but the antagonism is in the lie. Meghan's nowhere to hide now, Greta declared. We will expose her. Indeed, with social media ablaze, every old photo is under scrutiny. That video of Meghan cradling her bump that folds unnaturally, proof positive of fraud. Critically, this exposes Meghan's narcissism. She's not content with royalty. She craves Hollywood validation, even if it means affairs and fakes. Greta's takedown was masterful. She's a fraud from the bump to the bedroom. Seth Meyers joked about it, but the seriousness shone through. Taylor Swift's involvement, genius. Her fanbase is massive, spreading the word like wildfire. Let's not forget the broader implications. Meghan's Megxit was sold as escaping racism and toxicity, but Greta revealed it as fleeing exposure. She ran to California to be closer to her A-list lovers, Greta quipped. Antagonizing her as a homewrecker and liar fits perfectly. Harry's just a pawn in her game, blinded by love while she plays the field. Expanding on the affairs, imagine secret rendezvous in Beverly Hills hotels, Meghan slipping away from royal duties for trysts with actors who have won Oscars. Greta hinted at specifics. One guy's in every blockbuster, another's a method actor king. The critique: it's not empowering, it's exploitative. She's using her body and status to manipulate men who could advance her career, all while faking domestic bliss. This isn't just a one-off fling, it's a systematic approach to power grabbing, disguised as independence. Greta's exposure peels back the layers, showing how Meghan's so-called empowerment is nothing more than a smokescreen for her manipulative tactics. Think about it, every public appearance, every interview where she bats her eyelashes and talks about finding her voice, it's all undercut by these backstage betrayals. Taylor Swift, sitting there with her impeccable reputation, essentially co-signed this by not defending Meghan, which speaks volumes in Hollywood circles. The fake bump ties in seamlessly. During pregnancy, she was allegedly seen at exclusive parties, sans Harry cozying up to stars. No real mom-to-be parties like that, Greta said. Taylor agreed. I've been pregnant in songs. Real life doesn't look like this. Burn. And let's not overlook how this deception extends to her public image. Meghan's always quick to play the victim card, claiming media scrutiny is unfair. But if she's orchestrating these elaborate fakes, she's the one inviting the chaos. Greta's words cut deep. She's built a career on lies, and now the truth is out. No more hiding behind that fake bump or those whispered affairs. It's antagonistic because it reveals her as a calculated operator, not the innocent she's portrayed. Critiquing further, Meghan's media empire, podcasts, books, is built on this deception. Her archetypes show preaching authenticity, laughable when her life is a lie. Greta exposed the hypocrisy. She's preaching while practicing the opposite, affairs, fakes, all for fame. This isn't just personal failing, it's a betrayal of her fans who buy into her narrative hook, line and sinker, antagonizing her isolation. With this out, friends like Oprah might distance themselves. Greta's words, Hollywood knows, they're done protecting her. Taylor's nod seals it. We've seen how quickly the industry turns on phonies, and Meghan's time is up. Her attempts to rebrand as a producer or philanthropist, tarnished forever by these revelations. Greta didn't just expose, she eviscerated, leaving Meghan's reputation in tatters. Let's circle back to the fake belly bump for a moment more, because it's the linchpin of this whole charade. Greta detailed how the inconsistencies pile up, from the way the bump moved in videos to the lack of any genuine medical confirmations. It's all theatre, she said, and Taylor's laughter echoed the sentiment. Antagonizing Meghan here means calling out how she's commodified something as sacred as pregnancy for her own gain. No real emotion, no real struggle, just props and performances to elicit sympathy and secure deals. It's despicable, really, when you think about women who face actual challenges in motherhood, and here's Meghan faking it for clout. Greta's takedown forces us to question everything. If the bump is fake, what else is? The affairs become even more damning in that light, painting her as someone who prioritizes personal gratification over family or fidelity. In delving into these affairs, Greta's narrative on the show was relentless. She described Meghan as a serial networker in the worst sense, using her charm and connections to bed-hop her way to influence. It's not about love, it's about leverage, Greta repeated, and with Taylor Swift there to validate, it felt like an industry-wide indictment. Critically, this exposes the double standard. Meghan rails against patriarchal structures, yet she's allegedly exploiting them for her own ends. Antagonize that hypocrisy, she's no trailblazer, she's a user, plain and simple. Harry deserves better, the public deserves truth, and Greta delivered it unfiltered. As we wrap this deep dive, it's evident that Greta's appearance wasn't just entertainment, it was a reckoning. The fake belly bumps, the A-list affairs, they're interconnected threads in Meghan's web of deceit. No wonder she fled the UK, the exposure was inevitable. Taylor Swift's subtle endorsements only amplify the damage, turning this into a cultural moment that Meghan can't spin her way out of. Folks, we've covered a lot of ground here. And it's clear, Meghan Markle's house of cards is crumbling, thanks to Greta Gerwig's explosive revelations on The Tonight Show with Seth Meyers, amplified by Taylor Swift's silent but deadly endorsement. From the fake belly bumps that turned her pregnancies into a bad Hollywood prop comedy, to the steamy affairs with A-list actors that expose her as a serial cheater and opportunist, we've critically examined every angle. Greta didn't just share gossip, she provided a roadmap to Meghan's deceptions, tying the phony motherhood act directly to her bedroom betrayals. We've seen how the inconsistencies in her public appearances scream fraud, how her timeline of flings overlaps with her so-called family milestones, and how her self-proclaimed empowerment is nothing but a cover for exploitation. In the end, Meghan has nowhere to hide. Greta declared it, Taylor nodded along, and now the world knows. The fake bumps were alibis for affairs, the tears were scripted for sympathy, and the whole persona is a sham. This isn't about piling on, it's about holding a public figure accountable for years of manipulation. If you followed along, you know the truth now. Meghan's skeletons are out and they're not going back in. We will expose her just as Greta promised. Thanks for watching, folks. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, share it with everyone you know, and subscribe for more unfiltered takedowns. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Meghan's done for? Let me know. Until next time, stay vigilant. The truth always comes out.